I'm not a computer person, but allow me to be as unhelpful and condescending as possible while I demand you fix my problem. This actually happened a couple of weeks ago. I work at an out-of-hours IT desk, supporting multiple businesses when their IT teams have left for the day. It was 11:30 p.m. when I received a call from my least favorite business. We had no system access and very little documentation, so their calls were always a challenge. "Service desk, how can I help?" I answered. "Oh, hello, I'm not able to print," said the caller, who sounded very affluent. "Okay, any error messages? Any signs of life from the printer?" "Now hold on, I'm not a computer person, so you'll need to use simple terms," he replied. "What happens when you print?" "Nothing happens, that's why I'm calling you." "Do you see any messages appear on the screen when trying to print?" "No." I have a low tolerance for callers who can't provide basic details. And this guy was coming across as quite condescending. "Is your printer turned on? Can you see any lights?" "Of course. Can you walk me through what you generally do to print something?" "I'm not a computer person, so you'll need to be more clear." "Tell me how you'd usually print." "Look here, I don't really understand what you're asking me. What would you usually do to print?" "I don't understand you." "Okay, sir, I'd like to connect remotely to your computer, so I can see what's on the screen. Is that okay?" "This is all very complicated. I'm not sure what you want to do." "I'd like to access your computer to see what's wrong." "I'm sorry, can you explain that more clearly?" "I'm not sure how much clearer I can be. I need to remotely connect to try and fix this for you." "Look, this is terribly unfriendly for people who aren't technically savvy like myself. Why can't you fix this? I'm trying to help you, but you haven't provided much detail on the issue." "I need to remotely connect to see what's going on. I respect that you're not technically savvy, but we do expect a certain level of knowledge from users after hours. I can ask the main service desk to call you back in the morning if you'd prefer." "No. Look, this is very important, and I need this fixed. How do you get on my screen?" "Firstly, I need you to open a web browser or just go to Google." "I just use this for email. What on earth is a web browser?" "Do you use Google?" "Yes, of course I do." "Okay, please go to Google." We spent a painful amount of time getting the remote connection working. "Thank you. I'm now connected. I'm going to take a look at the printer setup now. I see the printer is reporting not connected. Can you check to make sure it's plugged in, please?" I Googled the model number and discovered it was an old Epson printer that only used USB. At this point, I was losing my patience. "But I don't know how," he exclaimed. "I'm sorry, but I really can't help you with this part. You're the one physically located with the computer and the printer. Please go to the printer and make sure any wires coming from it are plugged into the PC." Okay. Several minutes later, I heard the unmistakable sound of a device connecting in Windows. "Okay, the printer is now showing as connected, so it looks like the plug was disconnected. Please try printing again." He navigated to Outlook, opened an email about discounted camping products, and proceeded to print it off. I could hear the printer in the background, so it seemed like we were good now. "Yes, it's working, but you didn't help me at all," he said before hanging up. He was such a pain. He even left the remote connection running in the background, so I spent the next half hour moving his mouse every time he tried to click something before I got bored and disconnected.